Scott is an independent, and he is our next speaker. Jamie.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for coming. Whatever these men and women promise you here tonight, know that it is of no consequence if you don't have any insurance against deception. I'm the only candidate out of over 1,000 registered in this election federally that has the platform to legislate honesty. I've also provided a mandatory pre-signed letter of resignation, which is on the side table. In the event that I deceive any member of the public in regards to my official capacity, I will not only be removed from this position immediately, but I will forego any subsequent pension that I may have accrued in my time in Ottawa. And I, of course, am going to ask all the other candidates to sign a similar letter, because it doesn't matter what we promise if we don't have to do what we say we're going to do. Throughout the evening, you'll likely be reminded by Shinder and Jasbir and the rest of the panel that Donna Cadman had promised that she would vote against the HST, and that, of course, when it came down to it, she didn't. They will use that to say that they are a voice that you can trust instead of her. But it is trust itself that has gotten us into our current political mess. We need to stop trusting and start knowing what is happening in our world. As it stands now, we pick leaders and media outlets whom we trust to guide us through the current events of the day and to deal on our behalf with the consequences of those events. The next step is to legislate honesty, which should include polygraph testing, just like all of our police forces are required to take. Thank you.
If elected, what would your first priority be? And Jamie, we have to ask you to start us off.
When I'm elected, the first thing I'm going to do is introduce a bill in the House of Commons requiring that our government issue its own money through the Bank of Canada. Currently, anytime our government needs money, we borrow this money off of private institutions, and then we are forced to repay the money plus interest. And our national debt is currently sitting at $560 billion. This is who we owe this money to, private institutions. In 1974, when we switched from creating the money ourselves through the Bank of Canada, our federal debt was $18 billion. This should just clearly demonstrate to everybody that our entire financial situation and everything that's about to be cut back in the next year, simply saying, well, there's cutbacks, we can't afford it. This is a choice that our government's made to borrow this money when we could have issued it ourselves and never owed anybody. Everybody is talking deficit, and nobody is talking about the debt. The debt is impossible to repay unless we issue our currency ourselves. This is the issue that we need to understand.
Bye.